Hey guys, Big Z here, Z Top's Garage. It's Thursday 8th, I think, of November. But anyway, just as my final build video on the 68 Z28 Camaro 125th scale by AMT. And just up front, I'd like to all you guys to keep in your thoughts and prayers and the families that have been affected by the wars in the past and the wars current, whatever fighting and what may come in the future. Hopefully not any, but just keep them families in your prayers that have been affected, and the soldiers, men and women alike, that have came back with all different kinds of issues, and it's such a sad thing. The veterans homeless and waiting around, and I've seen statistics where I forget the numbers now, have died just waiting to get in to be seen by the VA and different things. And the country that this is and the fighting that's been done to keep it like it is, and it's just all that's going on. It's a terrible thing, and just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. We owe them at the very least that, at the very least. And I'm a strong advocate of that. Never was in the military. One of my older brothers was for 23 years, and but even outside of that, it's these, especially the ones that have seen wartime, and even the ones that my boss from where I worked at, he was in the National Guard, active in Iraq, Afghanistan, in and out of work, and back to when duty would call, he'd go back, and he's stateside security and going overseas. And he's still working. He's getting close to my age, but he's still working. And but anyway, just one of my little personal stories on that. And I know each and every one of you have got some type of a connection somewhere, or you've known somebody, or maybe family, maybe not, maybe neighbors, but we owe them the very least, man, and respect these people. And you see them in the store, you walk in, especially you see them, they're military, if they're in their fatigues or whatever, man. Just give them guys or ladies, a thank you, man. It goes a long way. Okay, guys. Yeah, because Veterans Day is coming up Monday, so this is like a tribute build I did just on my own for that, just acknowledging and thanking the vets. One little thing that I can do, and I'm glad to do it. All right, let's uncover this thing and see how bad a damage I did. Here it is. Red, white, and blue, 68 Z28 Camaro. Iconic car. I know, I'll give props for that. I'm a Ford guy, we know that. It's no secret. But we got to give them Chevrolets. Ford guys got to give Chevrolets, Mopar something to chase. They never see our front plates. They only see the rear plates or the rear tail lights. They never seen white lights coming up on them. All they see is the red ones going away from them in the mirror windshield. So, but anyway, just my little spiel, having a little fun, man. No harm, no foul. This little bit of the interior, I made the seat belts for it, and still trying to play with this metal foil, man. And I've used the Q-tips and toothpicks and smooth end brushes, and and it's just on this one, just these A-posts here, or whatever you call them, are the only ones you can really do. Everything else is just so thin, it's like a drip rail. So I just kind of painted it like with a paint marker, not a Sharpie, but a paint marker. And I just run a one-seater in this since it's competition. Kept the back seat intact, even though I did put some bigger meats underneath it in the back. And I, of course, had to paint the tail lights. They don't have no lenses for this thing. You got to paint them up. I masked off the paint scheme myself. This one here I did with a rattle can. You guys can see this is always a shadow no matter what. And I got these nice expensive halogen lifelong shop lights out here in the garage that Harbor Freight sells for $29, but I caught them on sale for $19. And I mean they're nice. I don't need that little lamp no more or nothing, you know. But they work good as they can. The grill, I painted it black. I had to color the parking light lenses, and like I said, there was no lenses for the front of this thing either, headlights or anything. And the front spoiler on this thing, or splash pan, valance, or whatever you want to call it. See, I had to cut it like right. Well, my finger's probably too big, but anyway, because it wasn't lining up, and I put a little heat to it. And I got the second time around is always the worst, but a little too much heat, and it kind of warped it to where it was kind of. I'm gonna have to splice something. So what I did is just cut it, and it doesn't look too bad. It's hard that you wouldn't knock it off unless you just really know it, but or me pointing it out, but. And then I painted the wheels on it, and I went with the wheels in it. I went different wheels, but I went with the Goodyear tires that came for the front on it. With the back, I had some Racemaster Slicks wider tire, and I put those on it. And there's a seat, and it's a high back racing seat. It's got the parts that come around your shoulders and everything. And then I got it's hard to see, but I got a lap belt too on it, 2-part lap belt where they all come together. So you ever have an accident, you hit that one button, they all pop off, man, so you can get out quick. Scratch built a wheelie bars from this thing, and the wheelie bars, like I said, I scratch built them, and I didn't have a set of bars, and I just made these, and they were, I know nowadays they do the wishbone type, you know, but this is what they run in the 60s on these Camaros and Mustangs and stuff, dual. And what I did is I made little grooves in these, this styrene here, and I glued in, what those are is real thin magnets that I got for other issues that I had bought at Hobby Lobby a while back. I used a hole punch like you use in school or whatever to punch out the holes on paper, and punched them out, and they're about the right scale that I could come up with. I said, good enough. I put a little Smith glue on there, and we're good, you know. So, yeah, you call me hillbilly sometimes, some of the stuff I come up with, but it'll never win no competitions. I don't plan to, but I like just kind of do something different. Shake it up a little bit, you know. Let's see if I can get this hood off here. Didn't wire this thing. It's kind of tight with the way that the headers are on this, because they are 2-part headers on each bank, and then you glue them together and glue the flanges to the head, and then they bend and they route out, and they come right out here as you see behind the front tire, and then you tie on the side pipes. This car comes with side pipes too, and but I opted not to run. I don't care for side pipes. 1-to-1 cars never have. Just something else you got to polish up, or gets in the way, or breaks, or you know, it's. I just don't like it, so I just throw them in the parts box for maybe who knows, a scratch rat rod down the road somewhere or something, you know. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot, nothing fancy, just masked it off and painted it red, white, and blue, tribute to the vets. And you know, I can't say it enough how appreciative how much I appreciate their service. And when I see a guy in a store or whatever, you know, and even people I've worked with, you know, and you know, there's several people I call on Veterans Day and any kind of federal holiday and thank them. You know what I mean? At the least, we can do that. You know, even if you don't give any money to any of the organizations, there's plenty of them out there. Just a kind couple of words goes a long ways with these men and women, and you know, in this world that we live in and stuff, man. You know, just take a couple of minutes, man. That's all. That's all it takes, man. You know. And the way social media is and telephones nowadays, you know, it ain't the old dial-up phones and stuff. And there's really not much excuse not to, you know, make an effort to thank somebody, man, that was in the military or is in the military, or even their family members. If you can't talk to them specifically, tell their families too, because they're affected as well. You know, they're all impacted. It's a chain reaction. And okay, guys. Well, I'll let y'all go. And like I said again, I appreciate all y'all's support. I appreciate you guys' help. I call several people and ask different things and emails, and it's a great thing. And don't want to forget about my boys over there, Kevin and Cade, and with their lowriders and their lowrider bikes. Anything with wheels or ball is what I pay attention to. That's what the wife tells me all the time. So the faster, the louder, the better, the stronger. You know, it's all good. But anyway, I'm rambling here now, so I'm getting like Chicken Man, old Doug. I guess being my dad was born in Kentucky and he lives in Kentucky, maybe it's got something to do with it. I don't know. Scary thing, maybe too. Anyway, there's a little humor, man. That's a cold front coming in down here in San Antonio, and getting cool and getting wet, but I'm staying dry anyway. Alright, guys, I'm trying to get that 200 sub. When I get 200 sub, man, I'm going to do a giveaway, guys. Keep that in mind, and we'll catch you guys later. Appreciate your time, appreciate your comments, and viewing my channel, man. Y'all have a good day. God bless, and spend time with your family. Bye now.